Hey everyone, welcome back to Cooking with the Wook. Today what we're going to do is we're going to make some rainbow cake. In today's rainbow birthday cake, I'm going to start off with some heavy whipping cream and some egg whites, dash of vanilla extract, some standard baking powder here. Got some sugar, some unbleached white flour, 2 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature, and for the colors, of course, we've got some food dye. In addition to the cake, we'll also be making a strawberry frosting, which will include 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese, some strawberry glaze, powdered sugar, and a touch of heavy cream. Alright, what we're going to do here is the first step in our cake making activity here is take about 1.5 cups sugar, roughly, and then go ahead and throw in your 2 sticks of the unsalted butter that you should have at room temperature. And you want to go ahead and mix that up for a couple of minutes. What you want to do is let this get creamed up where the butter and the sugar is completely incorporated, and then we'll move on to our next step. Okay, so now that we've got that incorporated, the next step is to take 2 cups of flour, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, go ahead and stir that up a bit. Go ahead and set that aside for the moment. Next up, you want to take 3/4 cup egg whites, and you want to mix the same amount, 3/4 cup of heavy cream into that, which will bring us up to a grand sum total of approximately 1.5 cups of liquid. In addition to that, we will also be adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Alright, so we're going to start slow. Go ahead and add about 1/3 of your dry mix. And about 1/2 of your wet. Give it a few moments to mix. Repeat that process. Alright, so the next step is to portion this out between the 6 Tupperware containers. And I say 6 because we're going to have 6 separate colors in this cake. Easiest way I've found is just go ahead and take a large tablespoon, kind of divvy it up. Now don't forget to preheat your oven. You're going to want to go to about 370, 375 or so. Onto the colors then. This part's pretty fun. You just kind of mix and match until you got the colors you want. A little bit goes a long way. Since this is white, it'll absorb any color really well. So moving on. Next up, what you want to do here, go ahead and grease up these pans really good. I want to use parchment paper on the bottom of these pans so they don't stick. Obviously this is too much for a single pan. What I usually do is I just kind of press it in there, trace around the outside. So it's sort of rough, and then just kind of cut a hole. Once you've got it sort of adhered to the bottom with that butter, go ahead and re-butter the top of it. Alright, so once you've got your pans buttered and your parchment placed, we want to go ahead and divvy up our rainbow dough. So you can really just kind of put it in whatever color you'd like. I like to follow the rainbow because that's fun. Once you've got your first pan placed, go ahead and shake it out a little bit, spread that around. And then go ahead and set it aside. Move on to your second pan. Got your batter in there. Go ahead and toss them both in the oven, which is preheated at 350 at this point. Medium rack. Leave them in there for 35 minutes. Okay, so while our cakes are baking, what we're going to do next is go ahead and make the frosting. So what we want to do is take 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese that are at room temperature. Make this a little easier. And we're going to go ahead and mix in about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. Start slow, gradually, over several minutes. Go ahead and add a few tablespoons of the heavy cream. And then, while it's mixing up, we can go ahead and add the strawberry glaze. I want to add a couple of tablespoons of it, but it's really to whatever texture and color you desire. Once you've got your frosting down to the desired texture and color that you'd like, go ahead and get some plastic wrap, cover it up. Go ahead and place this in the fridge for at least an hour. Just taking these out of the oven a little early because they were starting to pull away from the edges, and that means they're done. So they were in there about 30 minutes. We'll let these cool for about 30 minutes before we try to take them out of the pan. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and put the cake together. So as you can see, it's cooled down since I'm touching it with my hands. Go ahead and run your knife around the edges a couple of times. Flip it over. Pop it on the bottom. Should come right out. And the reason that we use the parchment paper, let's just pull that right off. Go ahead and lay that face down. So, it's a layered cake. Go ahead and frost it up, and then we'll put the next layer on. Go ahead and repeat that process. Run that knife around the edges a little bit, loosen up the sides, flip it over, and pull off the paper. Just for fun, this time around I decided to go get some decorative icing, and as you can see, I touched it up a bit. The G is for my nephew. This is his birthday cake. Happy birthday. Thanks for watching.